So what part of the project have you been working on with Dr. Pei?
Most of my research work is connected to building, and I think I was involved in the design of the diaphragm system. And also, I stay here during the construction and also the testing.
Okay. So the diaphragm system is the connection between the structural and non-structural components, or
So the diaphragm system is basically like you have earthquake input from the ground,
Mhm.
and anything that has weight will generate force. And the diaphragm
Ah.
system is helping to transfer the force to the rocking wall system and then rocking wall system to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of part of the foundation of the building.
I mean, it's not part of the foundation, but part of the lateral system.
Okay. So
Yeah.
um let's see. I'm trying to like
So we
how do we
have
explain
like
it to people who aren't familiar with how the building looks?
so like it's like a steel hardware
Okay.
that you have diaphragm panels, mass timber panels,
Mhm.
and you have steel collector to collecting the shear between the two panels, and then after you collect the shear, and you transfer to the rocking. The rocking will all the way down to the foundation or to the
Ah,
ground.
okay. So when we were doing the walkthrough earlier, so these are those U-shaped energy dissipators and the connections between the beams and the columns and all of that kind of hardware.
That actually is part of the lateral system, part of the rocking wheel system. I'm
Ah,
talking about the steel hardware on top of the diaphragm panels.
oh,
So like when working on the panel, you see some strap, steel strap, and steel
okay. Now I got you.
collectors.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. There's
that
so
things.
many different systems going on.
Right, right.
Yeah. Well, it's been really cool. What was your takeaway from today's test? How did you feel things went?
I feel it's pretty cool. I mean, Chi and earthquake, they are pretty large earthquake, and we still have the building right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, the building has very good performance under seismic, and that makes like timber, like you can build timber taller.
yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah, we had a question earlier coming in, and I'm really excited to ask you about it. So now that we've got the media day done, we
Yeah.
can really shake this thing to its limit. Are we actually going to be shaking this to destruction or just to the design limits?
We the building is designed based on MC level.
Okay.
So we will start testing larger earthquake, and you will probably see some damage and of the non-structural system and uh, some damage of the energy dissipation. But
Uh-huh.
the device you can replace.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
So it's really easy to replace them. So it is called resilient. So
that's great.
yeah,
What's MCE again? I can't remember what that stands for.
MC is called maximum considered earthquake.
Maximum considered earthquake.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
larger than today's thing. And we will probably have like 20 inches displacement at the roof level.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot.
So we had how much displacement at the roof today? Did you
Today
look
I
at data?
think is around like 10 inches.
Okay, so we're gonna have twice that displacement.
Right, pretty scary.
That's gonna be really fun to watch.
Yeah, but after like the major, larger earthquake, the building will still have structural like performance.
Mhm.
So it's safe for people to stay in the building and have enough time to get out of the building once earthquake happens.
Yeah, I think it's really important. And we were talking with Shock about both the importance of the structural system staying intact, but also the non-structural components like the stairs, so that
Yeah,
even if the structural system is starting to fail, if the stairs stay intact long enough for an evacuation, that's a successful result.
yeah. I mean, stair is also important because you cannot get off from the roof without stair.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's part of the structural system.
that's great.
Yeah.
So you're graduating in a few days here. What's next for your academic career?
Uh, Actually, I'm going to the industry. I will
Okay,
start working for Ingokirk.
okay, great, Engelkirk, awesome.
Yeah,
Well, looking forward to what's next in your career, and really appreciate your work on the project, because we know this is why I wanted to talk to grad students today, because you guys do the real work. I mean, Pay, we know that you do a lot, but you guys do the actual instrumentation, working
right.
with the construction staff and the staff here at the Shake Table to get the 4 miles of cable laid and everything else. So
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of good students, and it's like a group. So we work together that's why we can pass the day.
Mhm.
I mean, if without the help from the students, I mean, it's harder.
It's not gonna get done, yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, so he's Marty is asking the question here of he's finishing up his PhD, so getting out to industry with a PhD. And what would you say are some of the things that you've learned from being on this project?
So personally, I learned a lot of practical skills,
Mm-hmm.
like because you will see actually the thing you designed get built,
Mm-hmm.
and also I learned it's very important for designers to have tolerance when you design a building.
Yeah.
And also like because mass timber construction is relatively new compared to other material, so like a lot of things you need to consider before construction. So you have a very detailed schedule is very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a common theme that we're hearing from students coming of tolerance of the design tolerance versus
Yeah, right.
the real world of construction, how it's different than when you're looking at
Yeah, because
and
everything in the drawing is perfect,
everything in the drawing's perfect.
but in the construction side is a little bit different.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, real materials are different than the CAD drawings for sure. So yeah, I think a lot of both students and getting into the early practicing engineers really could benefit from being part of a project like this where you actually get to see something that you design get built and learn some of those skills before you continue on your career. So it's really great that you've got this experience that early.
yeah, it's pretty unique. I mean, not all the project you will have the opportunity to learn the construction and also doing research.
Yeah.
So this project is cover everything it's good for students,
Mhm.
at least. Engineering is a practical industry. So
Mhm.
yeah, I really appreciate that.